Hello, everybody. This is Patrick Durkin from the Wellness Enterprise, and I'm coming to you today to tell you what happened with the structured water experiment that we've been running for the last 10 years and why we are replacing it with an experiment in love. So it's been quite a journey. I learned about structured water in 2012, and here we are in 2021, so just about 10 years. And when I started with structured water, my orientation to life was self-oriented, competitive, separated. I often felt alone and afraid. And one lesson at a time over 10 years, my consciousness has changed just tremendously, such that I feel so extraordinarily connected to all that is. I'll give you an example. See the fan above me on the mantle? That just came in the mail yesterday. And when I received it, I used it as a fan for a little bit to feel it. And I was so moved by the energy of it that I just had to sit and contemplate and be in appreciation and think about the energy of the hawk and the energy of the coyote and the energy of the woman who made this for me. And it was a really deep and rich and fulfilling experience, and I never would have had an experience like that honoring something 10 years ago, not even a chance. So along the way on this journey to get connected to all of life and to understand subtle energies, like extraordinarily more than I ever could have imagined 10 years ago, we had this game that we were playing called the Water Superstore. And what we did in that process was we tried a lot of different technologies, but most of all, we engaged with the marketplace. I personally handled, I don't know if it's tens of thousands of calls. I think it is tens of thousands of calls. It's a lot of phone calls, learning about people, their lives, water, and how structured water devices of different types interact with their lives. And during the majority of that time period, everything until this past year, the verification of structured water always came through subtle energy equipment, which is valid. It's really important to use our energy fields and the energy fields of other people to measure and understand phenomena. And when the new aqua energizer devices began to come out, we didn't even know what kind of questions to ask about them, but we started to ask questions like, can the effect of these devices be measurable with traditional chemistry-based measurements? And so in this brief time, this year that we've had that, a device that the answer to that question is yes, we've seen substantial changes in dissolved oxygen, pH, oxidation states. We've also found other things that were surprising, like measuring with an oscilloscope, the aqua energizers. Aqua energizer looks like this, right? They emit energy just when they're sitting. And then when water's passing through them, they actually emit the Schumann resonance. So our experiment to find out as the Structured Water Superstore, like is structured water real? And if so, what's the best way to get it? The experiment's over. Like, inside the company, our consciousness has changed. Every one of us is a different human being than when we started the experiment. And we now have a device. Like, if you take this device, here, let me tell it as a story. So when the inventor made the first one of these for me, he asked me if I wanted to know how people could tell that the water was structured with 3 of their senses in 30 seconds. I was like, of course I want that. And so he took a device and he took a garden hose. The first thing he did was hold the hose, and he asked me to look at the water coming out and to feel the water coming out. Those are my baselines. So I did. And then he put the hose in the device, and he asked me to drink from the other side, and I did. And then he took the device away, and he had me drink from the hose. It tasted disgusting. So I had immediate proof that passing once through this device changed the taste of water, the feel of water, and the look of water. 3 senses, 30 seconds. And I knew this device was different. And our experience as these devices have gone and taught us, one person at a time over the course of a year, is that these devices are substantially different, both in terms of people's experience and the way we can measure it with scientific equipment, than anything that's come before them. So I can't, in good faith, offer any other products anymore without saying the only reason to buy one of the other products is because somebody wants to save money. And this device is the Aqua Energizers. They're less expensive than one product line that we have. They're more expensive than one product line we have. We've taken our other product lines and we moved them into the discount and used store, which we'll put a link for on this page and probably below the video too. But it's the discount store on the wellnessenterprise.com. And there you'll be able to find, we interact with so many different people, and some people have extra devices that they want to sell to us, and some people want to trade devices in. And we think it's an element of sacred commerce to when we sold something to somebody thinking it was going to be a lifelong purchase, and now there's something that we have experienced is better in our opinion, that we honor their previous purchase and give them a place to trade in. So the idea behind the discounting used store is to be fluid and to let devices move to people who want to buy those other brands for less money, and to let people who have money invested in them sell those back to us or put them on consignment so they can move out to somebody who's going to get better use of it. So we're just making a marketplace in discounting used structured water devices, but the majority of our website is going to be focused on the Aqua Energizers, and we unequivocally recommend the Aqua Energizers unless there's a cost concern that is of the utmost importance to you. So with that said, with the structured water experiment being over, like, we know what we want to do and why we want to do it. We know how our consciousness has changed while having the devices. By the way, that our consciousness has changed while having the other devices too says that the other devices are valid. So in no way am I invalidating what we've sold before. I'm just saying there's something stronger and more powerful by the measurements that we've observed so far. So now that this experiment is concluded, it feels of paramount importance that we start a new experiment. And so over the last weeks, life has been guiding me about how to change. We've removed a bunch of products from our website, but we've also added a new one, and we've added a new way of engaging with the public. And in this video, which will probably stay on the internet for quite some time, I don't want to promise any one thing, because our practices are going to change as life shows us what we're supposed to do. So we started an experiment with this product, Nanosoma, which is on our website. You're welcome to look it up. There's a lot of great information there. And it seems that the original identification of should we be the Structured Water Superstore was that the marketplace that I interacted responded with a lot of energy and said, we want structured water devices from you more than we want water filters. And then with this Nanosoma, there's a lot of nutrients and supplements and things that people sell. This is a food-based nutrient with a tremendous blueprint for affecting the human body and letting the human body do what it needs to do. The crowdsourced response to this product, I've just been shocked by. Like, we thought we bought a 3 to 6 month supply when we first put it out on our website, and we sold it all in 7 days. Wow. So we feel like offering this one nutrient now to start is we think we're communicating love to the public. And so we're offering it with a discount, and we will continue to do so by structuring our offers in such a way that we hope the way we price it will cause you to get the best effect out of it, us to have the most greatly reduced costs, and us be able to participate in the product together and get the effects with the least money. So now that our Aqua Energizer business is solid, we don't have to be as oriented toward making money as other companies are, or maybe other companies just choose to be oriented toward making money. I think that the myth that needs to get busted is that a company should, at all costs, pursue profits and then be charitable with their profits. I don't feel that way. I feel like the experiment in love is, how can we be charitable all the time? How can we look out for people? That's why we have the discount store to get things to people at lower prices. That's why we're getting involved with Nanosoma at a lower price. There's something else that's going to be coming soon. It's a video series with my friend who I call Gary the Arborist. And Gary has been a 10-year partner, or at least 7 or 8 years, in helping me understand how life works. And his ability to pierce through noise and understand natural principles is extraordinary. And so what I'm planning to do is the Wellness Enterprise is going to pay Gary on a monthly basis to come out in front of you and share information. And I don't have a business model behind that for how we're going to get paid for paying Gary. But I know that we all need the type of information that Gary has. So that's the beginning of our love experiment. I don't know where this is going over the next 10 years. I just know that there's a lot of suffering in the world today, and people need to come together in oneness and unity. With that said, in the past, we've never really been email marketers. Like, we send a few emails out, but we're not strong at it. We're not really aggressive about it. We've never been trying to build a list. But what I want to share with you is, if you want to be invited to participate with a company whose experiment is sacred commerce and love, I invite you to get on our email list, and at least now and then, if not every time, open the emails we send to you. We're going to be coming from the same place every time, which is love is the background. Education is our goal, is to teach people what we've learned and share it. And we will offer products as a way of supporting the economic engine to go forward. But we will not be overly salesy about it. Sometimes there'll be 3 or 4 emails in a row about a particular product or promotion. It's just natural when we get enthusiastic about something, or we get an opportunity to buy something at a lower price. So we're going to take on this experiment, and we invite you to be our community. If you do sign up for our email list, then as I do live events, you will continue to be invited to those events. The people who've been meeting with us in Zoom, I think, have found it to be a pretty extraordinary experience. There's a lot of love and oneness being expressed, and it feels like something that makes a difference to people's lives. So we're gonna take this next 10 years on, or who knows how many years. It's a day at a time, but it's an intention and a direction. We're going to take it on with the intention of communicating love to the world, of being a sacred commerce company that loves on people. And we hope that you will join us in loving on one another and bringing the love to a community and to a company. And let's see what happens when we organize this way. I don't know where it's going to go, but I know that it inspires me that there's a whole bunch of videos coming in the future, and that I'm going to want to be in front of the screen again. So thank you for being a part of our community in the past. Thank you for helping us complete our structured water experiment and get clarity about the difference that it makes. And thank you, if you choose or don't choose, either way, to join us in the experiment going forward about what does a loving company and community look like. I so appreciate the opportunity to work with all of you.